So inshallah we're going to start out billahi minash shaitanir rajeem bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So we will learn ayat number 15 and 16 of Surah Luqman. The background so far is that Luqman is giving advice to his son, and in between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions some statements. So ayat number 15 is a statement from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about the parents of a person. In the previous ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded to be kind to your parents, but in ayat number 15 there is one exception where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands a person to be kind, but do not do one thing if they force you to do that, which is if they force that you commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbids and tells the reader that do not follow their order in this particular matter. So inshallah we'll do a simple translation first. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Wa in jahadaka. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking here, not Luqman, that if they both, the parents, strive or struggle about something to you, which is ala an tushrika, that you should commit shirk, be with me, means with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ma laysa laka bihi ilm, something of which you have no knowledge about, means partners of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the command comes, fala tuti'huma, so do not follow both of them. But condition is that wasahibhuma, but you live with them or give them company fit dunya, in this worldly life, ma'arufa, kindly or with the kindness. So do not be rude with them, do not reject them, except that do not follow or do not obey if they tell you to commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Other than that, live kindly in the worldly life with your parents. Now, on the other hand, wattabi' sabila, Allah says, follow the path, man anaba, of someone or he who has turned ilayya, to me, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah says, thumma, then when all this situation is over, ilayya marji'ukum, your return is to me, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ, then I will inform you, that I will tell you, بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ, what you used to do in the worldly life. So after this ayat number 15, again the speech of Luqman alayhi salam is quoted in the next ayat number 16. So the speaker is now Luqman, and he is addressing his son again. Ya bunayya, oh my dear son. And he is telling the truth and the fact, innaha, indeed, in taku, if it is, or if there be, mithqala habbatin, something of the weight of a grain, min khardalin, and he is using the example that this grain, this little thing, could be as small as the mustard seed. Fatakun fi sakhratin, and it be inside a rock or hidden somewhere completely. Aw fis samawati, or if this little thing is being in the heavens. Aw fil ardi, or if it was in the earth. Ya'ti bihallah, Allah will bring it, which means Allah will expose it. Even a small good deed is done, or which is done in secret or openly, how small it is, how bad is the good or the deed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will expose that, will bring it to the time of judgment. Inna Allah latifun khabir. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is subtle, He is latif, He knows everything, He is kind, and He is khabir, He has the knowledge of everything. So these are the two Asma'ul Husna of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with these understanding, we go back to the beginning of the ayat number 15 and we'll try to understand few things. So the ayat starts wa in jahadaka. The word jahadaka, I want to spend few minutes on that. It's very important to understand that the initial two words are wa and in, and that's a condition. Some condition is being mentioned, that and if. So two words are being mentioned, and in if, which is the in, is defining a condition if something happens. Okay. Then the word after that is jim, ha and dal. These are the root letters. Now this has certain meanings, but one of the meanings is to struggle about something, to work hard to achieve something. Jahad, jaddo jahad, means to work very hard to achieve something. Also, so if you are doing on your own, this is jahada. So, and these are three letters. So whenever there are three letters, we say they belong to the group of the word fa'ala. Now we are going to make a bigger word. One way of making a bigger word is that you add an alif in the three letters. So fa'ala are three letters. You add alif in the middle of the first and the second letter. So this is the way, one way to make a bigger word is that, so this particular alif is being added here. So we are going to do the same thing. Jim, alif, ha and dal, and I will explain what is the meaning now, how the meaning has changed. First of all, the writing style is that when you write them together, this long alif in most of the Quran is written as a short alif. So the text is written this way. This alif is written this way. Okay, this is come together, so this alif is written this way. Now what's the meaning? The meaning is that if there are, for example, two persons or two people and two parties, and one person is trying to do some struggle with the other person in terms of maybe changing his mind or working on that person or forcing that person or struggling about some effort on that person. Okay, so it's an activity of two people. One person is trying to change the mind of the other person, and so there are many meanings. Koshish karna, kisi ko baaz rakhna, there are many meanings. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if someone is trying to do some struggle or strive to do something on the other person, okay, how it's going to go further? When I put the three fathas on this word, jim fatha, ha and dal, this becomes the sound of jahada. Jahada means third person he, and is doing the struggle. And the word here I'm using is strive, so third person past tense will be he strove. Okay, the meaning will be उसने कोशिश की, उसने बहुत कोशिश की, third person, okay, on somebody else. Now, so this is one person is doing that. Important thing is that I'm going to add an alif here now. So you have to pronounce it little longer. Jahada. This becomes the grammar of two people. Two people are struggling now. Two people are trying to do something. Okay? Who are these two people? Your parents. A father and a mother. It can be two males, two females, or one male and one female. This is the grammar of two people. So it is they, and then here is two. Okay. If it was more than two, then it will be a waw instead of alif. Jahadu. Okay, but we are talking about two people only. Jahada, you have to make sure that you pronounce the alif, otherwise the meaning will be incorrect. They too tried upon you. You is the person Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing, the reader of the Quran or the listener. Jahadaka wa in jahadaka, if they both have tried something upon you to change something, and that's coming next. What is the struggle they are doing? What's the courses they are doing? What's the planning they are doing to do something to you? That is jahadaka, to you. Now what is that? Ala an tushrika. So let's understand those words and then the whole thing will make sense. Ala means upon or on or about. So you can translate it many ways. So let's just translate about. About some matter. If they try to do something about some matter, okay? Then the word is an, and we will understanding what this an is doing, but the simple English meaning for now will be that. And again, this is a conditional statement. Okay. Now the root letters for the next word are Sheen, Ra and Ka, Sharaka. This has come many times. Sharaka means to join three letters, Fa'ala. Okay. If we add an alif in the beginning, it becomes Af'ala, it becomes Ashraka. Ashraka means to join a partner, and it is mostly used in the Quran to join a partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to commit shirk. Ashraka means to commit shirk, in particular with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So both meanings are used: to associate someone with Allah, to commit shirk with Allah, to make partners, false deities with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Quran uses the word ashraka. Someone is doing that to him. So this is the word ashraka. Now, when we make the grammar of that you associate, then we put a ta in the beginning. So the grammar for that becomes tushriku. So tushriku, first I will write down the meaning and then we'll do the sentence correctly. So the grammar is you put a ta with a dhamma in the beginning and pronounce as tushriku. Kaf last letter has a pesh or dhamma. Tushriku means you. You is the reader. You do shirk. I'm going to just write down in English the word is shirk here, or make partner. That is the, without this is the word. Tushriku means you do it, or you are doing, or you will do it. Now, this an is playing a certain role in this one. Okay? It is making a statement that if you should do. So two things happen. If we change the last letter tushriku to tushrika, the meaning will be you should do. So I'm just trying to bring English as close as to Arabic. You should do shirk. So now translate the whole part of wa in jahadaka, if your parents, both of them, try or strive, ala an tushrika, upon this fact or about that you should commit shirk. Okay, so that's so far Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the reader, the listener, that if your parents, both of them, strive or work towards that you should be committing shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now is telling one more things, that think about it before he is telling what to do. But he is challenging the reader about one more thing, that think about this fact that you have no knowledge, there is no knowledge about that there is a partner of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is in the next few words, further explanation of what shirk is being given here. B, first of all, the word B is a ba and ya. Ba is a harf jar and ya is a pronoun. So ya means me and ba is with. Okay, so this together it is B, means with me. Me is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is saying that if they force you that you should commit shirk with me, which means make my partners. Okay. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word ma laysa laka bihi ilm. So I'll break down words and then make a sentence to get the full meaning. First of all, ma. Ma has multiple meanings, but here ma means that, something that, pointing to something. Okay. Now this word here, lam, ya and sin. To explain this, if I am going to write down another word, kaf, 3 root letters, kaf and waw and noon. When we use these 3 letters, the meaning is generally to be or to become. Okay. When we use these 3 letters, the meaning is just the opposite, not to be. Okay. So if we are talking about something that is to be or going to happen, it is kauna. Something which is not to be happening is laisa. So these are the opposite usage in general. So the word laisa, just you combine these 3 and the meaning will be not be or be not. I will make this sentence, that is not or is not. Okay. Laka, 2 words, 2 letters, la means and ka. La means, ka means you. Again, you is the person who is being addressed. Okay. And lam with a fatha can be translated to you. Laka, to you. Then the word is be and who. Be means of here and who means it, and when you read them together, this who is pronounced as he for the right tajweed, so bihi. Next word is ilmun, which is the knowledge. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using all these words and then make the sentence. Ma laisa, okay, antushrika bi, that you should associate with me. Ma laisa, that there is not. Laka, to you. Bihi, about which any knowledge, which means you really don't have any knowledge, ilm, that there are other partners, there are other deities, there are other gods. You yourself know that there are no partners, and then they are forcing you to commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's a challenge to the mind of the reader that think about that. You yourself will be coming to the conclusion that what your parents are trying to do is making you commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you know that you yourself do not have any knowledge about false gods. So after explaining that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is issuing a command now. Okay, what is the command? Fala tuti'huma. So let's understand these two. Fa means so. Now this letter is coming as a response after you hear your parents struggle that you should commit shirk, something you should do or you should not do. Then or so. La means is a negative. Now word root letters are Ta, Vav, and Ain. Ta is the root letters. Three letters, they belong to the group of the word Fa'ala. We will make a bigger word by adding an alif. It becomes alif, Ta, Vav, and Ain. Now, here the sound is af'ala. The sound of alif is there. So the sound of Vav changes into alif. It becomes ata'a. Ata'a, we know the word ata'at. Ata'at is means to obey someone. Muti'a is someone who obeys someone. So now again, the important thing is that when we make a bigger word, why do we make sometimes a bigger word? Why Arabs make, or why the Arabic vocabulary makes it, is that now you are bringing the concept of two people. One is obeying, one is being obeyed. So for the word is ata'a. Okay. So ata'a means obeying or following someone or doing what someone is telling you to do is ata'at. If we say ata'at, ati'ullah wa ati'ur rasul, obey Allah and obey the messenger. Remember, we hear this word all the time, ati'ullah. What's the meaning? It's a command. Obey. Okay. Ati'u means obey. And now here it is being said, do not obey. Okay. So the word is ta is brought in the beginning. And when ta is brought means you. Taf'alu, you do. Okay. So here the word is become toti'. Toti'. This ta with the dhamma is for you, second person, and wow, alif was a weak letter, so we drop that. So toti', la toti', do not obey. One person command is going to the one person who is the reader, who is the listener here, who is the child of the parent or the person whose parents are ordering or forcing him to commit shirk. Allah is telling that person, la tuti', do not obey. The word after that is a separate word, huma. Huma means two or both. It is used for two people, and two people can be both males or females, one male, one female. Here, huma is pointing to the parents. Fala tuti'huma, do not obey them. Do not follow their instruction to commit shirk. So after saying this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings the person back to the best of the conduct by saying, wasahibhuma. So let's understand that. So the root letters are swad, ha, and ba. Three letters, ba, be, fa'ala. Here we are going to make four letters by adding an alif here. So what is sahaba? Sahaba means to give company. One person is giving company to another person. Okay, so that is called sahaba. Okay, so when we pronounce sa with a sukoon at the end, sahib. Sahib is a command going to one person, give company. Okay, join them. Again, the word huma is used, both parents. So live with the parents, be with the parents, give them company, don't walk away, don't leave them, don't be rude to them. Not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word ma'arufa. We'll understand that. But here, the word before that is fid dunya, in the worldly life, which means be living with them, be with them, join them, live with them, do everything that you are doing to them. That is sahib huma, being with them. Fid dunya, fi means in, ad dunya means the worldly life. Now, again, the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using is ma'arufan. So the root letter said arafa, and the word in Quran is used in two meanings. Ma'aruf. Arafa means to recognize, and there are many meanings, but ma'arufun with two dhammas and the last letter ma'arufun. It comes a lot in the Quran. It has two different meanings, and you have to translate based on the context of the usage. Ma'rufan, ma'ruf or ma'rufun is used to be kind. One word is kindness, to be good. Okay. The other meaning is customary. Okay. What is customary in the society is ma'ruf also. So Allah says that if there are many things, when there are many commands come, that what is customary in the society, which is not against the command of Allah, it is allowed to do those things. So for that, aam taur par, okay, that's used for that ma'ruf also. It is also used for the kindness, for the goodness. Here, that's the meaning. Ma'rufun means kindly, with the goodness, okay. Now, this word is coming as a maf'ul. The work is being done of sahib huma. So whenever a noun becomes an object, we two dhammas are changed to two fathas and an alif is added. Meaning does not change. Word becomes ma'arufan. When you stop, you pronounce ma'arufa. Important thing is that in the tajweed, whenever there are two fathas and you stop the sound, you pronounce one fatha sound, ma'arufa. All other harakats change into sukoon. So if this was two pesh, two dhammas, then this will change into the sound of sukoon. If there were two kasras, it will become ma'ruf. If I put two pesh there and I stop there, you'll pronounce ma'ruf. But only when there are two fathas, you change into sound of one fatha, ma'rufa. Don't pronounce ma'ruf, that'll be wrong. That's the recitation. Fid dunya ma'rufa, in this worldly life, live kindly with them. Be kind with them. Be nice with your parents. Okay? Do everything that you have been doing, except do not follow their instruction, their striving that you should commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very important. Okay. So that is the command going out to the person. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that who should you follow? Who should be the person you should follow? Instead of giving one particular person, the quality of the person is being mentioned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that look for a person who has these qualities and follow him. The word is wattabi'. So taba'a are the root letters. Taba'a, bab fa'ala. We will going to bab number 8 where we add an alif and a ta in the beginning. So it becomes ifta'ala. So it becomes alif, ta, ba and n. These are the commonly used words. Ittiba. The pronunciation is ittiba. Ittiba is written this way and is commonly used in Urdu also. Ittiba means to follow someone step by step. Following step by step is ittiba. There is a difference in Quranic terminology of Atiullah wa Atiur Rasul and Ittibai Rasul. Okay. What is Atiur Rasul and what is Ittibai Rasul? Ati'u is the word as we saw from there, to obey. Okay. Prophet said, there is one Allah. You said there is one Allah. What is ittiba? It says different spelling, different. Ittiba's meaning is that whatever he did, you do the same way. If he performed 2 rakats of Salatul Fajr as fard, ittiba'i Rasul is that you also perform 2 rakat of fard as in the morning. If he prayed 2 sunnah before fard, you pray 2 sunnah before fard. Okay. This is called following step by step. That's ittiba' Rasul. So this is the word Quran is using. Quran is saying, now when you, waw means and ittabi' is a grammar of, the word is same, but when you have a sukoon at the end, it becomes a command. If al, do. So ittabi' means follow, step by step. Allah is telling the reader, okay, follow step by step. Okay. Who? Man and sabila. First of all, so let's look at the word after that. The word is sabala, seen, ba and lam. Okay. And this means to journey or to move. Sabilun is means path. So the full word is sabilun. Sabilun means path. Okay. I'm going to combine with the word man. Man is a pronoun. Man means who or whoever. Okay. So we have one noun, sabilun, which means path or journey. Man means a person, pronouns he or who. Now I'm going to combine these two by the rule of mudaf, mudaf ilayh, by adding of in between. Path of whoever or path of him. Okay. When you combine these two, first noun changes to the mas to one. So it becomes sabilo. Pronouns don't change. So it became now a word, sabilo man. Sabilo means path of whoever. Then the word before that is a verb, which is ittabi. Actually, by the way, word is ittabi, but waw is there, so you do not pronounce this alif in between. And alif becomes hamzatul wasl, so you just put a little swad. You pronounce waw with the ta. Wattabi'ah. Okay. Wattabi'ah. And follow step by step. Now, this sabilo is the path which is being followed by this one. So it is a maf'ul or object of a verb, and when a noun becomes object of a verb, then we change to a fatha, the last letter, khalaqal insana. Okay. So now the recitation became same as in the Quran by combining in the sentence. Wattabi'a, Allah is ordering the person, the child of the parents. Sabila, the path. Man, whoever. Okay, now whoever is going to be further defined, which is the word anaba. So let's understand that word. Okay, root letters are noon, ya, and ba. Okay, 3 letters. We are going to make a bigger word, and I'll explain the meaning. Af'ala. This will become alif, noon, ya, and ba. Okay, sound is af'ala, so this ya is pronounced as alif, it becomes anaba. Anaba, what's the meaning of anaba? Anaba means to turn, simplest way, but it is not physically turning. For example, turning your heart to something, changing the direction of your heart. Okay, that is turning. Okay, so that is the meaning of anaba. And if I put 3 fathas on that, it becomes the grammar of third person past tense. He turned. He turned his direction, for example. He changed his condition. That is anaba. Not physical moving, but switching the condition. So one who turned, Allah says, follow the one, man, anaba, who has turned. Turned where? A person who has turned. Then the word after that is ila. Ila means to or towards. Ya means me. Me is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you write them together and pronounce them together, it is ilayya. Two shadda, two yas can be written with one ya and shadda. Ilayya. Ilayya means towards me. Follow the path. Wattabi' sabila. Follow the path. Man, whoever, anaba, has turned his direction, ilayya, towards me. Allah is saying, whoever has changed himself to obey me, follow that person. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala further explains that what happens to you and to that person or to everybody. Thumma. Thumma is used for then, after that. Okay? For the word thumma to happen is something happened now and later on another thing is going to happen. So the word thumma is used for that. Then, after that. Again the word ilayya is being used towards me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying towards me. Now, the next word is ra, jim and ain. Raja. Raja means to go back. We use this word raji'un. Okay, when we say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Raji'un is from ruju, going back. Okay, turning, physically maybe going back towards. Now, so raja means to turn, go back. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, that if you have these 3 letters, Seen, Jim and Dal, to make sajda, by putting a meme in the beginning is one way of defining the place of doing that one. So masjidun, if you pronounce as masjidun, it is a place for making the sajda. Apply this rule here. Put a meme in the beginning and pronounce the same way. Marji'un. Marji'un is a place of returning. Marji'un is the place. Obviously, this place is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, marji'un is the place, we generally say return, but it is actually, literal meaning is place where you go and be there. Kum means you. You applying to all the people, all the mankind. So when you combine these two, marji'un and kum, one dhamma goes away. Marji'ukum, that's the word in the Quran written together. Marji'ukum, your place of return, ilayya. Important thing, notice that the word ilayya is being used before marji'ukum. Every word in the Quran has certain depth of understanding. By saying ilayya, you can say marji'ukum ilayya, your return is to me. But by saying first to me is emphasis that it is only me that you will be returning. By using the word ilayya before is to emphasize it is only me that you will be returning to. Okay, so by the arrangement of the words is very important to bring the true concept of the understanding. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Thumma, then after all these worldly matters are over, towards me is the return of all of you. You, your parents, the person, mananaba, whoever, all of you will come back to me. Then what I will do? فَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ. Naba'a are the root letters, Noon, Ba and Hamza. When you put a shadda, it becomes the grammar of informing one person to another person. Nabi is the one who conveys the message, informs you about something. Nabba'a is informing someone. Two people activity, one is giving the information, one is taking the information. So that's the meaning of nabba'a. Okay? When we put an alif in the beginning, af'alo, I do. So this becomes the grammar of first person I. Fa is separate and kum means you. Kum means you, you all mankind. Okay. Then, okay, the middle word meanings, onabbi'u, when you make the grammar, onabbi'u means I will inform. Then I will inform all of you. Fa'ona, that's when you write them together. Fa'onabbi'ukum, then I will inform all of you. I will tell all of you. You will, to me you will return, and I will tell you all these things. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inform us before, as soon as we return, or on the day of judgment, whatever happens. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the reader that I will inform you, every one of you. What shall I inform? Bima kuntum ta'amalun. Formation is very important. B and ma. B is of, ma means that which, or all that, or everything, that which. Okay. Now two things here, and the formation is very important. The word is kaf, waw and noon. Kauna. Kauna means to be. Faaltum, you did. Kavantum becomes kuntum. Kuntum means you were. Comes a lot in the Quran. Kuntum, literal meaning is you were. You and the past tense. You is plural. And past tense, or you became, but you were is the right one. Now, this is past tense. Then the word is amala. Amala means to do something. Amal means action or doing something. When you put a ta in the beginning and guna at the end, ta'amaluna, it becomes the grammar of you know, you do. Amala and mim and lam, amala, okay. So ta'amaluna is the word. Ta'amaluna. Ta'amaluna is a present tense and the future tense. So ta'amaluna means you do. Now there are two words here. This is a past tense, kuntum, you were. This is present tense, you do or you are doing or you will do. When the two words like that are brought together, meaning modifies. Meaning becomes in the past, continuous up to the present. Have been doing, you used to do. So in English, when we use the words you used to do, means not you did not do only one time, but you used to continue doing something for a long time. So that is the meaning. Concept is being brought by combining a past tense and a present tense, continuous for long time. Bima, of all that kuntum ta'malun, you had been doing in your worldly life. I will inform you of what you used to do, what you had been doing in your worldly life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the speaker, and his speech changes now to the again in the next ayat to the speech of Luqman again. After that, the word starts with the ayat number 16. Ya bunayya. We looked at this word last time. It is addressing your son. He's talking to his son, but it's a lot of love being described. So the word Ya bunayya, oh my dear loving son. Innaha in tako misqala habbatin. These are some common words. Some words we know. In is a conditional statement. If, okay. Now, kaf, vav, and noon. Okay. Kauna means to be. Okay. Now, takuno. Taf'alo at the wazan. Okay. Now, this is, I'm going to point out that first as it is, takuno. When you put a ta in the beginning, it brings two meanings. Of taf'alo. Taf'alo means you do, and taf'alo also means she does. So in the grammar, the letter ta brings two meanings. You and the present tense, taf'alo, you do, and also she does. Okay, you have to use based on the context. Here I want to point out something. The word after being used is going to apply on this word habbatun. Let me explain that word to you, and then it will become clear why this word is being used. Habbatun. The root letters are ha, ba, ba. And the meaning of the habbatun is grain, one grain. Okay, dana, गेहूं का दाना. Okay, that is habbatun. Okay, that is not muhabbat. Okay, so the word last letter has two dhammas and a round ta marbuta. Whenever you see the last letter is a round ta or ta marbuta, the possibilities are that this is a feminine word. So habbatun is the original word. It means a grain, a dana, गेहूं का दाना, मकई का दाना, कोई भी small. Habbatun, and it's a feminine word. Because we are using this word, the grammar for this word will be a feminine grammar. So keep that in mind. Okay. So as I said that by putting a ta in the beginning, it makes a feminine grammar. Okay, so that's the reason this ta is there. Okay, now the word before that is in, is a conditional statement. Okay. Now if, okay, and we want to say that it be, it is a feminine thing, and be, okay. Kauna means to be. So this noon falls out, okay. And in the speech, vav is a weak letter. We drop that one. It becomes taku. In taku, if it be, okay. In taku, instead of saying takuna and all that word, because of the conditional statement and all that, and noon, with the kauna, a lot of changes are done, a lot of damage is done to make the word simple, because vav is a weak letter also. So in taku, these two words together means if it be, or if it was, or if it is. And this it is pointing to a feminine word. That's the reason we started with the ta. Okay. Now let's look at the next word. Two words we have to understand together. Thaqala are the root letters. Thaqala means to have some wazan, weight. Saqil is a heavy thing. Okay. So root letters are tha, kaf, and lam. The word misqalun is the noun from this one. Misqalun means weight. Misqalun with the two dhammas. Misqalun means wazan or weight. So that is one word. Okay. The other word we just learned is habbatun. Habbatun. This means grain. A dana. Okay. Now combine these two words by putting off in between. Weight of a grain. Dane ka wazan. Okay. So this is the rule of mudaf mudafilai. When we do that, on the first noun we change two dhammas to one. It becomes mithqalu. On the second one we take two dhammas and change to two kasras. So combined meaning is weight of a grain. Mithqalu habbatin. Okay. Mithqalu habbatin. Now, the word before mithqalu is taku, which is a verb. When a noun comes as a maf'ul of verb, rule is that this changes to a fatha. Kauna, it's a verb is kauna. Mithqalu is noun, like khalaqal insana. So now the final word, mithqala habbatin, the weight of a grain. Allah says, Luqman is addressing his son, Ya bunayya, inna ha. Okay, inna means indeed, surely. Ha means it's pointing to something feminine. Ha is she. It's a feminine word. It is again pointing to being used because this word is a feminine word. So the focus is on the feminine nature of this. So that will make the whole grammar pattern as the feminine pattern. Innaha, indeed it, in taku, if it was, mithqala habbatin, the weight of a grain. Okay. Now Allah further defines this grain. Habbatin. The word is min. Min means of or from. Okay. Khara, dal, and lam. Khardalun is the word. Khardalun. Khardalun is mustard. Mustard.
Mustard. T-A-R-D.
This one?
A-R-D. T-A-R-D. T-A-R-D. Mustard.
T-A-R-D. I don't know where I read mustard. Okay. Mustard.
Mustard means to control, you know that, right?
Yeah, that is a different word. But mustard, राई का दाना होता है ना?
राई नहीं है,
सरसों.
सरसों.
उसे राई भी बोलते हैं ना? नहीं? राई भी बोलते हैं. Sarson and rye is the same thing. But the reason is that it's so tiny. राई का दाना इसलिए बोलते हैं. सरसों का तो तेल निकालते हैं. राई इसलिए बोलते हैं कि it's so tiny and round. Smallest, grain. This is grain actually. But it is so tiny. So Allah is using the example that this grain is anything. मकई भी हो सकती है, गेहूं भी हो सकती है. But khardal, okay, min is a harf jar, so khardalun will change to khardalin. Okay, okay. And when you read habbatim, you have to read this noon as the sound of meme. So habbatim because of this min. Habbatim min khardalin, the grain of a mustard seed actually is also used with that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that even it has the weight of a grain as little as a mustard seed. A deed. This is pointing to a deed. A good deed or a bad deed. A person who has done, Allah is saying that a smallest of the good deed or a smallest of the bad deed, as small, as insignificant you can think about, is the mithqala habbatin min khardalin, as small as the weight of a seed, of a grain that is like mustard. Allah say, the Luqman is saying to his son, let it be that small deed. Then Allah is further explaining here by the tongue of Luqman, fatakun fi sakhratin. Okay, so let's understand those words. So again, the word is fa and takunu. Takunu, wow is not pronounced, so this goes away, so it becomes fatakun. Okay, so it is. Fa means so, or then it is. This time it is pointing to what? Sakhratun. Okay, sakhratun is used for a rock, a hill. Sakhratun. Okay, this is a word which is used in Arabic for a rock. Okay, so sakhratun is the word with the sakhratun. Rock, and fi means in. And in fi will change sakhratun to sakhratin, harf jar. Fatakun fi sakhratin, be it in a rock, hiding inside in a rocky place. It is as small as it can be, and it is buried and hidden far down and deep inside the rock. O fis samawati. O means or in English. Samawat is heavens. Heavens means now all what we can think of the universe. Universes. Samawat is a plural. Aw fil ardi, or be it inside somewhere in the earth. Okay. Allah says, Ya'ati bihillah. Let's understand those two words. Alif, Ta, and Ya. Okay. The meaning of these three letters is, and this is actually to come. Okay. Now, if after these three letters I add a letter Ba, okay, Ba is a kasra with is a harf jar, and it means with. So if I say I came, and I will use these three letters, right? But if I use B after that, the meaning will be I came with, or I brought, because whenever I come with something, I bring that thing. Okay, so ata B, whenever it comes in this formation, that there is a ba after that, these are still three letters. We are not making any bigger word. These three letters with this pronoun ata B means to bring. Okay, so keep these things in mind when you have three letters. Fa'ala means to do, When you say yaf'alu, yaf'alu means he does. Yaf'alu, he does. Third person does. So ya brings the meaning of third person and present tense. So you apply ya here. Okay. So this becomes ya'ati. This last letter has dhamma, and the ya, it doesn't work that way. It remains ya'ati. So this will be written as ya. This is alif actually, which is hamza. So the important thing I want to point out that I'm going to write down this ya, and then this alif with the hamza. Okay, and you combine ya with the hamza with the fatha, and ta and ya, ti. You don't need to write ti ya because just ti is good enough. Ya ati, bi, ha. The next word B is actually this one. In the pronunciation, most of us pronounce wrong. We say yati. It is not yati. Yati is this. Okay. This is ya. You're combining with the hamza, not with the alif. There is no alif here. This is just a chair here. So it is this way. Now pronounce ya. Ti biha. He will bring it. He brings it. Okay. Yaf'alu, he does. Ya'ti, he brings. Because of the B. So this alif is written, do not pronounce alif, otherwise it will sound like that, which is a different meaning. Okay. Ya'ti bihi biha. I is pointing to that habbat or small deed actually. Now other thing is that so the meaning is that he is a third person, ya, will bring. Okay. And ha is pointing to it. Okay. Now the word after that is Allahu. Important thing is that always pay attention to this one. Next, noun. If it is a dhamma, if it is a pesh, then it will kill this he. And the meaning will be Allah will bring it. If you read this wrong, meaning will be he will bring to Allah. Instead of Allah will bring it, somebody will bring something to Allah. Okay. So it is very, very, I actually heard a recitation somewhere where the reciter read Yuqridullaha instead of Allahu. So the meaning became he gave loan to Allah. Meaning is he gave to loan to Allah, but meaning became Allah gave loan to him. So important thing is that pay attention on the Arab of the Quran. Anyway, so Ya'ati bihallahu, Allah will bring it. Okay. Inna Allaha latifun khabir. Now notice that right here is Allahu, but after inna it is Allah, because inna changes the sound of Allahu to Allah, and that brings the meaning of definitely, indeed, Allah is. The other two words are latifun and khabirun, and the root letters are la, lam, ta and fa, and kha, ba and ra. Okay. This khabara means to have news. Khabir, the one who is aware, who is informed. Okay. Both are asmaul husna. Latafa is to do karam. Latif, lutfo karam means to be very kind, to be latif. There are very detailed meanings of these two asmaul husna. In English we call subtle and aware, but doesn't really tell much about the depth of the meaning. But Al-Latif or Al-Khabir, and so these are the root letters. And again, Allah is Latif and Allah is Khabir. Khabir means, he has the khabar of anything which is hidden inside the rocks as small as a mustard seed. And Latif is kind and subtle and all those things, they go with that. So with that, inshallah, we'll stop. May Allah give us tawfiq to understand the Quran, discontinue the speech of Luqman alayhi salam further.